Okay, continue here. All right. Cotton made a little cry of terror, and the thing that called itself Jibril and Allah let him go again, saying, "I'm sorry. It's just that you really need to let me do the writing, not you. If you add your own thoughts to my words, that I'm giving you after the ringing sound comes, well, there's just no way in hellfire that Kabbas will be flying around this part of the galaxy, incinerating planets of those who don't submit to us. From now on, Mo, when someone asks you a simple question like, where does the sun go when it sets? Guess what you are going to say? Are you going to say something only a vacuous Stone Age caveman would think was profound? Or are you going to say, the sun doesn't set, it only appears to set, due to the rotation of the earth? What are you going to say? Cotton gulped and said, I say, the sun prostrates under your throne? Jibril hissed and slapped Cotton across the face, knocking him against the cave wall, and shouted, Idiot! Idiot, you stupid asinine idiot! No, 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 Mo, you won't say that. Not in this universe you won't. Not on my watch you won't. The sun doesn't prostrate. Nothing prostrates under my throne. The only throne I have is on my ship, and no one prostrates under it, unless I am orbiting their planet, and they are about to getting ready to do some act. Yeah. No one prostrates under it, unless I'm orbiting their planet, and they're getting ready for an act of reproduction that would be doggy style. Again, the sun doesn't prostrate. It, like anything not alive, is an inanimate object. You know what inanimate objects are, don't you, Mo? They don't have brains. They don't know what they're doing. This isn't some animated Disney movie with singing teacups and saucers that were once humans. Cotton looked scared and asked, You sure non-breathing objects don't have thoughts? Jibril smacked Cotton across the face again and shouted, Stupid! How can even a stupid 7th century man think they ever could? How? Idiot, idiot. No wonder you weren't ready no wonder you weren't reading at the age of 40 when I met you. Damn. It's an effing miracle anyone ever followed you, even if you promised them beautiful, fresh, virginal children to have sex with if they died killing for us. A miracle in the highest degree ever, man. Jibril was about to smash Cotton with his fist, but he caught himself and said, No, no. I'm going to give that pill a chance to open your mind. Open your mind up to a speedy evolution. Look, Mo, are you going to say the Earth rotates? The being made a puppet out of the man who would be Muhammad, making him nod yes. As the being Jibril made him nod, then the being said, Yes, you are going to say the Earth rotates, and in the process say it only made it appear that the sun sets. You say that, oh Mo, and oh man, you say that, and all those who laugh in the 21st century when the Quran says the sun runs to a resting place and sets in a murky spring won't find such scriptures. It will be game over for them. All of them who try to attack our Quran will have nothing to attack us on. It will be smooth sailing. A huge, major obstacle in making Allah's religion, our religion, victorious in the day and age of the internet, victorious in the day and age of the internet, will vanish, poof. As being that called itself Jibril, and Allah tried to make Islam seem supernaturally handed down for its conquest of the universe, down in Mecca, the people around the Kaaba suddenly became talkative when two men, a black man and a white man, appeared on the roof of the Kaaba. They then became even more talkative when the two jumped down from the roof and landed with no problems. The white man, who was Newton, said to the black man, who was black now, Obakoba, said to Obakoba, who was black now, Obakoba, if I'm not mistaken, this structure looks exactly like what we found orbiting the Earth. But why? Obakoba looked at it and said, "Man, Newton, I wonder if there is a giant silver vagina on the corner of it with camel crap also." "Let's go check," said Newton, finding a black rock inside it that wasn't camel crap but had an unpleasant smell to it. Newton and Obakoba, who again was now black, talked with those who were walking about the Kaaba naked, and discovered that they would be bowing down to it on the orders of a so-called holy man named Cotton, who more and more was going by the name of Muhammad. When they told Newton and Obakoba that the man would hear the ringing of a bell before getting revelations from a spirit that one time showed up in a cave and would squeeze him to near death if Cotton said he couldn't read, Newton's eyes widened. "Squeeze him every time he said he didn't know how to read, you say?" asked Newton to one of the Meccans. "Squeeze him every time he said he couldn't, he said he didn't know how to read," said a man in classical Arabic. Newton looked at Obakoba and said, sounds like this Cotton guy it becomes the Muhammad of our universe. And only one being that I'm aware of would do something as crazy as squeeze a guy to near death whenever he said he couldn't read. And I think you know who I mean." Obakoba thought, then grinned with a smile, saying, "Sounds like our friend Doug Davis won, the Black Mutant. Apparently, he went further back in time than the time we just arrived in." "Right," said Newton. "Sounds like he's been a part of the 7th century longer than a day, at least. I mean, these people sound very knowledgeable about something that was only here in a day. It's called Islam in this century as well, isn't it?" "Seems to be," said Obakoba. "I think I've got to check and see if this thing is..." I guess I can continue a little further here. Alright. "Yeah, it's called Islam in this universe as well, isn't it?" "Seems to be," said Obakoba. The two of them began to ask questions about Islam to see if it was different from the Islam they were familiar with. They tried to learn as much as they could, being that it was the religion their enemy, Doug Davis I, created in their universe. Hours later, when Newton and Obakoba discovered that everyone in the city of Mecca was forced to bow down to the Kaaba or be killed if they didn't pay a high tax called jizya, Newton looked at Obakoba and said, "Only one being could come up with a concept so fiendish and evil to force on people like this." "Muhammad?" asked Obakoba. "No, Doug Davis won," said Newton, "and it sounds like he's been here for years, controlling Muhammad from a distance, controlling him in here in this universe when he was a man called Cotton, giving him really creepy evil revelations that he brings his attention to first with a bell sound, followed by fits that make Muhammad or Cotton sound like an act deemed possessed. Pretty soon, Oba, and Doug Davis I gives him a special pill, and it all goes downhill for us, making it so all have to be on prayer rugs with their patooties in the air 5 times a day, 3 times a day, or else. Up in the air 3 times a day. 3 times a day or else. We need to stop him from giving him that pill that increases his brain power, for we now know where it leads to." Obakoba said with wide eyes, "Bog ships? Kaabas as flying bog ships?" Newton then got an idea on how to possibly confront and to capture their enemy. He looked over at Obakoba and said, "When they start worshipping this big black dark cube, we will stop them. It should force Cotton, or wherever the hell our Davis One is going to eventually call him in this universe, it'll force him to come out of and confront us. And when he does, our mutated friend should be with him. That monstrous mutation is trying to make his religion, Islam, reign supreme. I believe we can stop him. Back in the cave, Jibril grabbed Cotton Muhammad by the head using his fingers, made Cotton Muhammad his mouth again by moving Cotton Muhammad's mouth with his fingers, saying the word rotate with his fingers. The black meat made Cotton say, "The earth rotates." Say it. Say it. The earth rotates. Can you say the earth rotates? The earth rotates, whimpered Cotton as his mouth was manipulated. Can you say the earth orbits about the sun and not the way those stupid 20th century Korans have it? Sun and moon swimming in an orbit? Cotton continued to whimper and said, "The earth rotates. It orbits the sun, not the other way around." "Yes," hissed the glowing-eyed being. "Yes, I know such a concept sounds crazy to you in this century without telescopes, but it's the truth, Omo. Oh, Muhammad, the earth orbits the sun, not the other way, not the way we have it in our Quran." The mutant shook its fist and with excitement and said, "Yes, you got it right, Omo. Another thing, in the Quran I was reading yesterday, a Quran that seemed to be very common in the century I was visiting, it has me saying something really stupid. It has me saying that the sky is a canopy held over the earth by my power. And if a part of the sky should fall, an infidel would say it's merely clouds. Well, do you think an infidel would say such a stupid thing if he saw a part of the sky falling? Think, oh idiot of mine, think." Cotton thought, then timidly asked, "Yes?" With that, Jibril smacked Cotton in the head with a brush of his hand, almost knocking him out. Cotton Muhammad screamed and tried to leave, but the being lifted him up off the floor with the scruff of his neck like Cotton Muhammad was a rag doll, causing Cotton to kick away at the air due to the running his sandal feet in one place. Where do you think you're going, my slave? Aisha is still playing with her dolls. You don't leave here until I tell you to. So, one more time. Do you think if an infidel saw a part of the sky falling like 20th century Korans have it now, well, would the infidel say, it's merely clouds? Think, you goat lover. You think. "I don't know," whimpered Cotton with terror, flinching to think he might be struck again. The being pressed Cotton's face up against its own, hissed his hot breath into Cotton's face through the glowing white teeth, and said, "There is no ceiling, no canopy, no roof of stars about your head. The sky not only goes up forever above our head, it goes on down below forever as well. And guess what? The stars are not in the atmosphere of this planet. They're not in the lowest sky heaven either. They, again, are not in the atmosphere of this planet at all. They won't attack you with flaming missiles if you try to leave the zones of this planet to visit the moon. And the moon is not in the midst of the Earth zones, like your idiot version of my book, the Quran, says they will. Stars in the lowest heaven sky will not shoot flaming missiles at you if you try to spy on me in heaven. For one thing, the stars you see are mostly galaxies containing billions of suns, moons, and planets, just like the planet we are now. You, Omo, put this fact into my Quran, and it's game over for all those geniuses who like to point out the fact that you currently believe the earth is spread out on the back of a giant fish called Nun. Truly, you admit this fact about the sky spreading out above and below us forever, and even if it still gets out that you believed the earth to be on the back of a giant fish called Nun, hey, you will be forgiven of such stupidity. It won't even enter their minds. They will think you were just saying something stupid off the top of your head to be funny. That maybe your goat kicked you in the head accidentally, or that maybe or you were joking and not trying to say something, profound or divine, you will have proof that you are a true prophet. So, O Mo, what are the stars over our head? Are they intelligent beings that also prostrate under my throne when they go down, or are they huge gas and dust clouds filled suns, moon clouds filled with suns, moon, and planets like this Earth? Yeah. They contain suns, moons, and planets like this Earth. Yes, hissed the black meat with glee. It shook its fist and hissed again. Yes, again. Now I better stop it here.